All right, so I want to solve this rational inequality. So the first thing I have to do is bring everything to one side. So when I move this to the side, it becomes negative. And now it's just greater than or equal to 0. The next thing I want to do is I want to make a common denominator. So I'm going to multiply the top and bottom here by t minus 9. And I'm going to multiply the top and bottom here by 4t minus 1. So I have negative t times t minus 9 minus 2 times 4t minus 1. And I have a common denominator now of 4t minus 1 times t minus 9. And again, this is all greater than or equal to 0. Next thing I want to do is I want to expand the top and combine like terms. So negative t squared plus 9t minus 8t plus 2. Denominator stays the same. Again, it's all greater than or equal to 0. I'll combine my like terms on the top. Negative t squared plus t plus 2 over 4t minus 1 t minus 9 is greater than or equal to 0. Normally, the next thing we'd want to do is factor the top, but I don't like it when my quadratics are negative. So this is an optional step, but I generally tend to factor out the negative. And now I'm going to divide both sides by -1 to get rid of this negative. So this negative will just cancel out. And then 0 divided by -1 is still 0. So I'm left with t squared minus t minus 2 over 4t minus 1 t minus 9. And this is going to switch to less than or equal to 0 because when you divide a negative number on both sides, your inequality sign switches. Next, I'll factor the top. That's a simple trinomial. So it's just t minus 2 times t plus 1. This is less than or equal to 0. So I know that my zeros are the solutions of the numerator, which are just positive 2 and negative 1. And my vertical asymptotes are my solution to my denominator, which are 1 over 4 and positive 9. I'll put these all on a number line and solve. -1 is the lowest, 1 over 4 is next, 2 is next, and 9 is last. And now I'll test each of these ranges. The first range I'm going to test is this one here. I'll try -2, f of -2. You can sub this in the original equation, this one over here, or you can sub it in the factored equation. Doesn't matter. I'm going to use the factored one. Put this in my calculator, and I will get 4 over 99. 4 over 99 is not less than or equal to 0, so this range is no good. Over here, I will do 0. F of 0 is -2 over 9, which is less than 0, so that one's good. Between these two, I'll pick f of 1. And that will give me 1 over 12, which is not less than or equal to 0. I'll pick 3 for this one, so f of 3 is -2 over 33, which is less than 0. And last, I'll try f of 10, which is 88 over 39, which is not less than equal to 0. So I have two good solutions here in between these two. And my question has a less than equal to sign. So when I'm writing my final solution for my first range, I'm going to write -1 is less than equal to t, but I'm only going to put a less than sign for 1 over 4. And the reason why is because 1/4 is a vertical asymptote. So whether or not the question is less than equal to, if you have a vertical asymptote, your sign will always be less than. So similar for this one, the 2 is a 0. So for the 2, I'm going to use a less than equal to sign because that's what's in the question. But for the 9, it's just going to be less than 9. And this is going to be my final solution. The reason why it's just less than 9 is because, again, 9 is a vertical asymptote.